Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Say More podcast. My name is Phoebe Hagen, host of the podcast, and we're doing a solo session today. And it feels weird again. Like I'm still not used to doing the solo sessions. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm really, really excited. I spoke to Lauralie the other day, and she's Olympia preppers prepping, and it's super exciting to see her absolutely thriving. And we're all excited to see her up there. So we're excited to also have her back on the podcast, hopefully very soon. So can't wait for that. But today is going to be just a big old catch up, going through kind of what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. I'm back in Dubai now. So obviously I went to the UK for 3 weeks for work, seeing family. And do you know what's funny? I said in the last solo podcast that I did, I was like, I'm getting sick of Dubai. I'm really like wanting to go back to the UK and I can't wait to go back. Like, I want to say 3-4 days after I landed, I was like, I miss Dubai. And it dawned on me when I was kind of reflecting about kind of the feelings that I was having when I was in Dubai. I think sometimes you just don't realize what you kind of have until you don't have it anymore, or like you're not in the same situation as what you were before. Because I absolutely love Dubai. I love being here, but I think you do have to have periods of time of being here. Like I said, if anyone has been in Dubai before, especially in summer, they will know it's absolutely ridiculously hot. It's humid. And when it's ridiculously hot and humid, I feel so lethargic and lazy and tired. So I think what I was feeling when I was in Dubai was exactly that because of the summer. And then obviously when I went back to the UK, it was cold, it was rainy, and I was like, wow, I miss Dubai, which is what I don't have right now. So, and it's just funny how you kind of get yourselves into those situations where you build things up and you sometimes think, I miss this, I miss that. And then when you do it, you're like, okay, cool. I really didn't miss this. And it was me and my friend, we were talking about it the other day. We were saying like, when you're kind of in an uncomfortable situation or an uncomfortable environment, you kind of fantasize like not what you're used to, but like previous things of what you used to have. So for example, me, I was missing the UK. I was missing my old little apartment. I was missing I was missing the rain. I was actually fantasizing about missing the cold weather of the UK because it was so hot in Dubai, which is so silly. But you fantasize about the old times. And then when you actually are in it, you're like, wow, there's a reason why I left. There was a reason why I didn't enjoy this last time. So honestly, I think it's just a case of sometimes you just have to kind of take a step back. Like I did, went back to the UK for 3 weeks. I've come back and I feel like a new person, where I feel like, oh, I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to kind of get back into my routine. Whereas before it was completely the opposite. It's crazy that kind of things go in circles like that, if I'm honest. But yeah, so that was that. It was really nice to go back to see family and stuff like that as well. Like see Max's family, see my family, see friends. Got a lot of work and stuff done over in the UK, which is really super exciting. I think this podcast is going to be out before I make my announcement, but I do have a really, really exciting announcement coming on the 1st of October. And it's something I haven't done before, but I also haven't done for a very long time either. So I'm really, really excited to kind of release something like this. And I think sometimes, again, this is me just rambling now, if I'm honest, but sometimes you need to try something new to kind of spark another form of kind of like passion and just in general spark into your life. Because I haven't done this thing that I'm working on for a very, very long time. And if you have followed me for a while, then you'll know that I used to do it and I gave up for posing. So that's kind of a little hint, if you wanted to obviously think about it like that. But I haven't done it for a very long time. And I thought I wasn't going to kind of continue to do it, if I'm honest, because, I gave up for posing and I really enjoyed it. And now I was like, I just got the urge, especially after competing, I just got the urge to be like, do you know what? I want to give this a go again. I want to try and relight this passion for this certain topic or certain project that I'm doing on the 1st of October. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to hopefully bring it to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And if you obviously have any questions, or if you can guess what it is, if you're listening on YouTube, comment down below. But yeah, we were getting all of that sorted out in the UK, which was really, really good. So I'm really excited for that project, actually. It's going to be really fun. And then we've just decided to make another big project that I've actually been working on for about 3 years now, launch next year. So it's funny how things work out in a different way. And I had this whole year planned out, right? Like I had this whole year planned where, you know, I was going to be competing the whole of this year, obviously compete and do the Olympia. And it's crazy that the Olympia is like 2 weeks out now. Like we're 2 weeks out from the Olympia, which is absolutely wild. It feels like we were saying to Lauralie, like, oh yeah, we've got 16 weeks, it's 18 weeks, it's ages away. Now it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks, which is so crazy. Like time flies. This year has flown. It's completely flown. But anyway, like this year for me has been so different to what I would even imagine it to be. Like I've gone traveling a lot, which is nothing out of the ordinary, if I'm honest, but traveling a lot. I'm not competing. I'm doing something completely different. And the project that was supposed to kind of be launched, the main project that I had that was supposed to be launched kind of the beginning of this year, I've pushed it back and I'm now making it happen kind of next year. So the whole point of me kind of just saying this is like things change without you even realizing or wanting them to change. And for ages, I was fighting it. I was really, really fighting it quite hard, where I was like, I don't like the fact that like I had a plan. I'm a person of, I like to have the structure. I like to know what's going on within my year. And it completely all changed when I decided not to compete for the rest of this year. And it was the best thing obviously I could have done. Don't get me wrong, but it still feels weird. And what I'm saying basically is don't feel like it's a bad thing that things have either gone a different way or changed within this year, because that's something I was reflecting on, I think a couple of days ago. And I kind of got upset with it. I got upset that I kind of, you know, I've been seeing a lot of people competing and seeing a lot of people, you know, doing their thing. And I was like, that could have been me if I continue to stick to the plan. But if I stuck to the plan, I also don't think I would be doing bodybuilding anymore. I think I probably would actually say, look, I'm never going to compete again, because that's the headspace I was in. And instead, I actually took a step back and said, you know what? This isn't the plan, but we're going to take a rest, we're going to recover, and we're going to continue the plan maybe next year or the year after, whenever that may be, whenever you step on stage again, we just need to give it time. And again, like I said, I was upset about that like a few days ago, because it just felt weird. It felt like I'd failed in a way, because, you know, you want to try and see your plans through sometimes, but again, like I said, they don't always work out, which is absolutely fine. And I think I was getting upset because I also realized that it was the best thing for me, even though it wasn't part of the plan, you know? So I don't know if that made any sense, but that's where we're at. So there's been projects left, right, and center, which is really, honestly, really exciting. It's just something new, something I haven't done for a while. So I'm excited for that. And then obviously building up on new projects that will be just better than before. And I'm really, really excited for it. And it's now kind of like realizing like I'm building more of a life that I'm wanting. And I don't think it sounds so strange, but do you ever get to the point where you actually catch yourself building your dream life? Like that sounds so weird saying that, but do you ever just catch yourself and be like, oh damn, this is actually me building the life that I've always dreamed of and what I've wanted for? Like, I know that sounds really cringy, or it sounds really like, yeah, Phoebe, like what else would you be doing? But you're in go, go, go mode so often that you don't just reflect and look back and just be like, oh wow, like this is what like 2019 Phoebe would have wanted. Or, you know, this is something that I remember when I just started competing in 2016. And I remember saying like, oh, I'd love to have my own business, or I'd love to do this, or I'd love to do that. And now you're literally living it. And I think sometimes you just really don't realize it because you're so like go, 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 or you just continue to do, the plan you set out to do, you don't really realize you're actually living in what you dreamt of like this whole time. And again, I got that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like me going back to the UK. Oh, do you know what it was? I've just had a realization. I know what it was. I went into my loft. I think that's what, I don't know if Americans call like the upstairs, like, where you have like a part of your house that's upstairs and you just keep stuff in there for storage. In the UK, we call it the loft. But what does Americans call it? I don't know. Like loft. Oh, fuck. What's it called? Loft. It's not basement because that's underneath the house. What's above the house? Because there's like, I swear there's different, people call it different things. It's not loft in America, I know that, but we call it the loft. So I was looking in the loft. Comment down below if you're watching on YouTube, if you know what I'm talking about. What's the upstairs part of your house? Is it loft or is it called something else? But anyway, I was in the loft and I was looking at like loads of different things. And if you guys don't know, when I moved to Dubai, I didn't actually leave Dubai. So I stayed in Dubai, went house hunting, sorted out all the visas, all that type of thing, whilst Max went home, packed up our old apartment, took all of the stuff over to my dad's, everything like that. So we literally had like all of our stuff just put in my dad's loft. And we haven't really sorted it out, like, or sorted through it in like 3.5 years, which my dad was like, when you come back next, just try and if you can sort through a few things and just go through it and just like chuck things away. Or if you want to, if you can give some stuff to me so I can take it to Ghana and give it to the kids, all that type of thing. Anyway, I was looking through the loft and I came across some like old diaries that I had. In terms of like notebooks, diaries, like things that I'd write like my notes down on. And I used to always write like goals down, which I should do that. I should kind of do that again now, but I don't know why I don't. But anyway, I wrote down so many different things. And I don't know when it was. I think it was like 2018. And I remember this is like the like goals for 2018. And it was like turn pro, things like that. Turn pro, have your own business, because at that time, like before, I was still working part-time in a window fitting company as a receptionist, and then like a part-time at at one of my gyms back home. So I didn't have my own thing back in like end of 2017, like moving forwards to goals for 2018. So I was looking back, it was like, have your own business, turn pro, compete in your first pro show. And then I'd kind of like skipped ahead and been like, 5 years or like a couple years. I think it was like 2020 to be fair. And it was like, go to the Olympia, get an Olympia qualification. And it actually said live abroad, which is wild that I actually said that was one of the goals for me in 2020, because I moved to Dubai the end of 2020. So it's like, I don't know. It's so crazy how we manifest these things so hard without even realizing it. And then, well, we do realize it, but then when we're in it, we don't realize what we actually manifested beforehand, if that makes sense. I'm very much the type of person that will just kind of move on to the next. And I also think that is very much the bodybuilder way. Like we think, okay, we've got feedback, let's move on to the next. So what do we do now? We never, as much as we should, reflect, sit down and be like, okay, I'm grateful for this. I think this is amazing that I've got this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's funny because I just had that thought, and it's weird to just really actually realize what you're living. And sometimes when you're stressed about, things that, you care about and that matter to you, you don't really realize, you're like, oh, like, this is so annoying that I have to do this, but you dreamed of having this business and this company and, living abroad a few years ago. And now you're doing it, and now you're stressed about the next goal. Like it's just like a never ending cycle sometimes. And I'm really, really trying to focus on really actually living in what I have. Like this whole year since I've stopped competing has been exactly that. I said to myself, like, I want to really be present in the moment and actually understand what you have, because you really sometimes don't realize it until, I don't know, you've moved on to the next. Or again, you were like me, like, I'm like, oh, I wish I had not my old life back, but I missed my simple life in the UK. I missed like having my little apartment. I remember the apartment that I had, my desk looked out onto the onto the street, and I used to people watch and like sit there and like have my coffee, and like obviously yeah, I could do that now, but it's just different. Like it's just different, you know, when you miss things about your old life and then you realize, wow, these are the things that you actually wanted. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy. So yeah, so obviously went into my dad's loft and found all these memories, and that's probably why like all these reflections are kind of coming out of nowhere, because of that reason. I think you really realize like what you've actually done and worked for so hard. It's hard to realize it in the moment, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So, but there was one thing that I actually did want to go through, which me and my friend were discussing, which such a random thought, really, really random thought that we were kind of speaking about, and like what we wanted to, what I wanted. I didn't want to specifically talk about this, but like I thought it'd be a very good thing to talk about. Very random though, so bear with. We were talking about something called, well, she kind of brought it up to me and then we had a big conversation about it. Something called rejection therapy. Now, what is rejection therapy? I'm still kind of like figuring it out as well. So I'm not giving like the be all and end all of what that is. But she explained to me that it was something that you kind of almost like train yourself to not be afraid of getting rejected. So for example, you could, I don't know, this is a really random example. Go to the coffee shop and ask for a free coffee. You might get it. You never know who you're going to get because they might give it to you. But if they don't, that's also okay, if that makes sense. So it's not being, it's trying to train yourself to not be afraid of rejection, which I honestly think sometimes we are way more afraid of rejection. And that's why we kind of don't do the things that we want to. Like I went to, when I went to the UK, I spoke to a lot of my friends, and it's really nice because a lot of my friends are slightly younger than me because I've known them for like through cheer and all that type of thing. And we were speaking about kind of, you know, what they're wanting to do when they kind of get to my age. I'm 29, they're kind of like 26, 25, all that type of thing. And they're like, do you know what? I'm in a time of my life where I don't know what I want to do, but I also I'm scared to kind of like go towards things because I'm scared that it's not going to work out. And don't get me wrong, I do think that you should be cautious and like, you know, aware of like, okay, realistically, is this going to happen? Is this going to work out? But at the same time, like, you only have one life. So like, why would you stop yourself from not kind of continuing to do the things that make you happy or do the things that you want to because you're scared of being rejected or not working out? I went to university for 1 year because I wanted to start a business within fitness. That was literally the reason I went to university. When I realized that I didn't actually need to be at university to get a business, I quit straight away. And I remember my dad literally saying to me, like, is that, he was completely supportive, but he was also a concerned parent, being like, is that something that you're wanting to do? Like, are you sure? Like, is this the right decision? And I just said, look, I'm not happy with what I'm doing, but I know that this makes me happy, which was bodybuilding and, you know, running my own business. And when I realized it didn't need to be there, that was the one thing that I didn't enjoy doing in my life. So I was like, why do I need to do it? So I quit. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is rejection therapy. But I find it crazy how we don't pursue the things that we want to because we're afraid. And the reason I told you that uni story is, imagine if I stayed at uni because I thought that was something that I had to do. I thought that I had to do that to get the business I needed to. And potentially, yeah, it might have, you know, made me even more successful, but it might have not even given me the things that I have now. If I hadn't have quit uni in, was it 2016 or 2017? 2016? 2016. I quit uni in 2016. In 2017, I went on to do the British finals and absolutely fell in love with bodybuilding, did so many international shows that year. And then 2018 got my pro card and then continued to keep growing my business more and more each year. So I feel like sometimes you just need to take that leap. And that's where rejection therapy kind of comes in. Don't be afraid of the rejection that you might get from the goals that you have. If it is, so be it. We move on to the next, like, and we learn the lessons from it. So I did it the other day. Which it doesn't seem that very big. It doesn't seem big at all. Like, it really isn't. But I went into the gym and I asked, to be fair, like it sounds so stupid, but when I was at the gym, I basically asked if I could kind of jump in with this girl because she was doing this certain exercise that I was like, that looks really interesting, right? I don't know what she was doing. She was kind of doing she was doing something on the Smith machine, and I asked her what that was. Was that good? Is it a good exercise? What's it for? Because I again, when I've always been curious of it, I'll look but not ask. And I know that's silly, but I never kind of do those things where I kind of go up to people or ask about anything in person. I'm actually quite shy with those types of things. So I just went up to her and I was just like, hey, like, can I join in on this exercise that you're doing? Because this looks really interesting. And can you teach me how to do it? And she was like, yeah, sure. And like, we just had a 5-minute chat. She went through with it. She only had 1 set left anyway. And then I continued doing 2 more sets. And then that was it. Like, nothing was life-changing to me. It was nothing life-changing to her. But it was a great exercise for firstly, and then 2, it was just a nice little interaction, and it just got me out of my comfort zone where I could just be like, yeah, let's ask someone about this certain thing. It's like letting your ego go a little bit and not being afraid of having that no being said to you, if that makes sense. Like, because I feel like no isn't a bad thing. No isn't a bad word. I think if you get no, people are setting boundaries. That's absolutely fine. That's their boundaries. But it's also okay for you to receive that as well. Like, you can't be angry at someone if they don't want to do something that you want to do. And that's okay, you know? So I thought we had a massive chat about that rejection therapy for so long. So if you ever like find yourself in this situation of this kind of like feeling of like, right, I'm going to just ask, just think of rejection therapy. Think of it as it's going to help build up your character and help you just build yourself up to just receiving that either no or actually getting what you want. Do you know what I mean? Like, instead of being afraid of it. Because like I said, sometimes we're always so afraid of being rejected or getting no said to us. But actually, it could be life-changing. It could be like getting you something that you want. Like, you never know. You honestly never know. So if you do, please comment down below, because I would love to actually know if you do try rejection therapy, because it'd be so fun if you did. So yeah, that's basically like a fun little thing that me and my friend kind of were speaking about the other day. So yeah, anyway. So moving on to the main topic. I asked this on my Instagram ages ago, and I thought this would be a good topic just to randomly go through it, be a little bit of fun and all that type of thing, was bodybuilding confessions. So I put a little, like, you know, that little ask me a question, the anonymous thing. I put that on my Instagram and I was like, ask me anything. No, not ask me anything. Tell me anything that you haven't told like anyone else before. Like, use this as your confession. Like, give me all the secrets that you guys have done on a prep that you've not told anyone. And some of them are quite funny. I won't lie, a lot of them are food-based. And I'm going to go through that after we've kind of gone through these confessions afterwards as to what we can kind of do to navigate that and all that type of thing. So anyway, let me get this up. So number 1, someone said, I ate an entire mini watermelon whilst I was on prep because I was so hungry. Which, to be fair, watermelon doesn't actually, if I'm not mistaken, have that many calories in it. I'm pretty sure. So it's not the worst thing in the world to obviously, you know, eat in a prep, but that is actually madness that you ate an entire mini watermelon, because you think how big watermelons actually are. Like, there's some huge ones over here in Dubai, like they're absolutely massive. When I go to the store and stuff and I see them, I'm like, damn, that's huge. Someone said they drank pickle juice, which, firstly, why drink pickle juice? Like, is there any reason? Is there any nutrition facts behind that? Or is it simply because you just wanted flavor? Like, I need answers. Tell me now. Someone said, I've done more cardio than my coach programmed, which a lot of people actually said that. Their coach had kind of either told them to, like, you know, rest, recover, don't do any cardio. And they've gone and done extra cardio because they feel like they're not lean enough, all that type of thing. So my solution to that is always listen to your coach, or voice to them the feelings that you have if you are concerned about what they give you for anything, because you going behind your back, going behind their back and saying, oh yeah, I'm going to do this instead. That's the first kind of part of you not then trusting them, continuing on the trust, if that makes sense. A coach-client relationship is tough, but you need to make sure that you have a good trust. And even if you don't trust them, express that to them and say, like, look, I don't trust this. Like, why are the reasons behind we're doing this? Blah, blah, blah. They can give you that information, kind of, console you in that way, and then you move forwards. But if you go behind their back, then you've done it once, you'll do it again. And then you'll continue on to keep doing it. And then the trust is just not there anymore. But the reason I also feel like sometimes people like do more cardio than programmed is because they feel like they're not lean enough, like I said before. So the reason you have a coach is for them to be your eyes anyway. Like, I think if I was a coach, like if I coach myself, I honestly think I would be the leanest person and the smallest person on stage, or the most jacked person on stage, because I'm always like, oh, I'm not lean enough, or I'm too small, and then I'm not too small, and I'm not, I am lean enough, So I feel like in prep, your brain 100% like plays games on you. It's a mental game, and that's what your coach is there for, to literally just be like, no, stop being silly, continue on with what you're doing, and trust me. So you have to just learn to trust your coach, and try and obviously not take the reins, or obviously discuss with them, okay, do you know what? I think this might be better. What do you think? And they can give you their answer. So yeah, that's what I think of that one. But it's common. It is common for you to want to do more cardio, for sure. Oh my God. Someone said I ate a whole box of pain au chocolat, which is like a chocolate pastry, the night before show day. That's actually wild. I don't know if that was that a filling up stage? Was that like something you had to do before show? Or was that actually you just sneaking a bite and eating a whole box before show day without telling your coach? That's wild. That's actually wild. You've done all that work as well. And then to eat all of that. I mean, one, I'd probably be a mega pump from like all those carbs and sugar, but also at the same time, don't go doing that the day before show. The day before show, my God, absolutely not. Wow. I ate 1 kilo of corn on the cob in the middle of the night when I was 3 weeks out. Corn on the cob. Why did you have a kilo of corn on the cob just in your house? Like just randomly, like you just almost had that in the fridge. Like, corn on the cob is also like an annoying food to make. Like, you have to kind of like steam it, wait for it to be made, versus just having like the corn kind of already, plucked from the cob. Do you know what I mean? A kilo though. That's a lot of corn. And also corn on the cob is quite a lot of carbs. I'm pretty sure corn is quite a high amount of carbs for a vegetable, I'm pretty sure. And it's quite sweet. That's so funny. That's hilarious. I went through a phase during prep where I cried every day for a week, and would go out for an hour after, like I didn't just blow the house down with my tears. Oh my God. No, honey. I kind of weirdly get what you're talking about though. I'm not going to lie, because my God, because I remember those times on prep where you would just be like, why am I putting myself through this? And you just get yourself up and just carry on in the gym like nothing happened. Like, I get that feeling. Like, I understand that feeling. Prep mentally, just, it's like no other. Like, it's like no, if anyone's listening to this and they've never been on prep before, prep is like no other, where it will mentally test you to the highest of the abilities. And you will go through so many emotions in one day sometimes that you will literally be like, why am I doing this to myself? But it honestly, I can't explain the feeling, but it's for a completely different reason as to why you're doing this. So I understand those feelings, and I understand. And do you know what? I'm actually glad that you cried. Like, don't bottle it up and then kind of chuck it to the side and be like, oh my God, I'm, relentless on prep. I don't cry. I have no emotion. I'm a badass. Because no, prep is fucking hard. And sometimes we do need to cry. And sometimes we do need to just be emotional for that day. And then, okay, pick yourself up. I'm a boss ass bitch. Let's carry on with the day. So absolutely fine. I completely approve with you doing that. Completely approve. Okay. Another one. I would religiously watch people on YouTube just eating food and doing challenges for hours. And I mean, hours every single day or every single night without fail. And I thought that was completely normal. I'd watch it whilst getting my steps done and purposely walk past McDonald's to smell the smells. That is new level. That is honestly new level, because I think that's a very common thing for a lot of people to eat, like watch the food challenges, because again, you're watching what you can't have. And honestly, most of the time, like, yes, you can watch all these like YouTube things and all the food things. Honestly, when it gets to the time where you're off show day, like once you finish your show day, I don't even want that food anymore. Like, I now have got my thing down to a T where I don't buy any food post show. Like, lies. I'll buy Oreos that are like limited edition when I'm in America, and that is it. Because I remember I used to buy so much crap post show, and one, I wouldn't eat it. It's either stay in the cupboard and go stale and I have to chuck it away, or I would just pick it up and I'd be like, I don't even want this, but because it's here, I'm eating it. So my huge tip to you with that, watch the food videos, because if it gives you the satisfaction, absolutely fine on prep. Like, who cares? You're not doing anything wrong. But also at the same time, don't make it allow you to go and get food and hoarder things post show. Just actually think, like, am I going to want this when I'm actually post show? Probably not. The main thing I honestly crave post show is water, for one thing, because I'm always thirsty as hell post show. And I know this sounds like, oh, she fancies a salad. I do always fancy like veg, and like just the veg that I can't usually have on prep, like close to prep, because there was certain things when I was on prep, I wasn't allowed to have certain veg, and I'd always crave that certain veg post show, like peppers, like corn, slightly higher carb vegetables that I wasn't allowed. So yeah, I would have those things and I'd be like, oh, this is actually satisfying me. But I'd also love having an absolutely huge cookie post show as well. So I can't complain about that. But that's absolutely hilarious that you went past McDonald's to smell the smells. That's actually hilarious. Okay. What's another one? Okay. Eating cold chicken in a bag in the toilet of my job. She was a school teacher during their classes. Girl, that is dedication, because if you guys know me and the conversations me and Lauralie have, she loves cold chicken. She loves to eat it with her fingers, like literally out of the pot. And I'm a prep princess. I love having all my meals hot. I like to cook my meals that day. Like, I don't cook in bulk. Like, I just can't do it. Obviously, needs must. If I'm in a situation where I have to eat cold chicken, I will eat cold chicken. Like, it's not the end of the world. But I will also, if I could wait an hour or two to then heat it up, if I'm in a situation, I would. That's how much of a princess I am when it comes to prep. So that is actually wild. That I don't know why I just envisioned even myself in that situation where you're just sat on top of the toilet, just picking away and just staring into the abyss. Like, I could 100% imagine that being a prep thing for sure. Oh my goodness. Right, another one. Someone said, is taking nibbles of things I shouldn't have. Still told coach though. And that was actually something that I did want to speak about, because a lot of these things, obviously, when I've said like, give me your bodybuilder confessions, all that type of thing, I didn't know what I thought it was going to be. But when the kind of things started to come through, I thought, okay, this is a trend here. And mainly it was people that had either cheated on their diet or something food-based, which one is absolutely fine as long as you tell your coach. Because I do think that, again, it goes back to that trust thing where, if someone did extra cardio, didn't tell their coach, that's false data that you're giving your coach and whatnot. Same with overeating on diet or eating something that you shouldn't have. If you don't tell your coach, then they haven't got the data or feedback to kind of then make changes to bring your best for show day. Do you know what I mean? So I always think that regardless, even if you do cheat on your diet or if you do something that you shouldn't have on a prep and you're like, I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Don't be embarrassed that you have done that, because one, prep is actually very hard. Like, it's hard and you can't expect the coach to not having any mistakes or screw-ups. And if a good coach is there, they will give you enough time to realize that there are going to be ups and downs within a prep, but because they've given you a good amount of timeline within the prep, it can be fixed, So I do think that it happens. I'm not going to dismiss it and be like, oh my God, you're a bad person if you cheat on your diet, because you're not. But if it becomes a habit then that's something that needs to then be disclosed and looked into further, obviously, because we want to make sure that obviously they're in the loop at all times. So that's what I kind of think with that one. So anyone that's cheated on their diet, don't feel embarrassed, because it is what it is. Prep is a hard thing. As long as you can disclose it to your coach, you can have a plan of action moving forwards. That's all you need to do. You don't need to make it a big deal. But like I said, if you make it a habit, then you need to discuss kind of more things moving forwards. Oh my God, I've done this before. Burnt my food so I could have something crunchy. I've actually done that before. Like, I've burnt my potatoes before. Like, to be fair, it kind of wasn't on purpose. I did it once before, and I burnt my potatoes, and they were really crispy. And I was like, "Fuck's sake, that's really annoying." I ate them, and I was like, "This kind of slaps. Like, this kind of is really, really nice." So I continued to keep not burning them. They weren't black. Don't get me wrong, but they were just, when it's like a really dark brown. They were really dark brown. But that's actually hilarious. I don't know if anyone else has done that before. Burning, like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's not going to be charcoal black. It's not burnt, but when it gives you that, like, it has like that little extra crunchy taste, kind of slaps. Definitely kind of slaps. Oh my God. Ate stevia straight from the bag to have something sweet. That is crazy. That's kind of fucked. I'm not going to lie. I understand that. I understand the perception of it though, because you're obviously wanting something sweet. I get that. And it's low calorie, whatnot. But I don't know if anyone else is the same. I'm really sensitive to like anything artificial when I'm on prep. And it's like I can taste it like 10 times the amount. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like, for example, if I like overdo it on like a pre-workout or something like that, I'm like, oh, this tastes like chemicals. I can really taste everything like more when I'm on prep. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because like my taste buds are used to like having the same thing like over and over again. So when I do have something that's like more potent, it's like weird, if that makes sense. But yeah, I sometimes, even if I have like, I remember I always have like literally 2 drops of stevia, because otherwise I won't drink my coffee because it's too like sweet. Now I can kind of like have a few more and it'll be like fine. But for some reason on prep, I'm literally like so like tolerant to like having like things that are a bit more potent. So the fact that you ate stevia like straight, I don't even know what that tastes like. That would just taste like a bag of chemicals to me. Damn. But even though there is like that hack, isn't there, that people always do with what is it? Cucumber and stevia? I never got into that because I could never, that's too much stevia for me. But I know loads of people have that, and I could never get into it. But that's crazy. Stevia out of bag. That's hilarious. Oh my God. This is new levels of trying to taste something. Chewing up chocolate occasionally and then spitting it out. Girl, is that even like technically, if you chew something up, because chocolate melts, right? You still getting like the residues or whatnot in your mouth. So that's calories. So even if you spit it out, that's some calories still in your mouth. It's not like 0 calorie. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that's kind of defeating the object, because you're still having calories from that, like that slight little bit of a chew. That's hilarious though. Like it's kind of concerning, but also like, I get you, girl. I understand your feelings. I understand where your brain was at in that moment, and I get it. And we're moving forwards together. Like, it's fine. It's fine. So, but that is crazy. I feel like prep just makes people do some crazy shit, honestly. Oh, okay. Someone said they ate from the same oatmeal bowl for a week straight. Too tired to clean it up. So bad, ha ha ha, she said, or he said. That is new levels of prep, because don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I don't clean my dishes. I don't say I clean my dishes. I do clean my dishes. But I know that I have definitely, if I've had a long day, and I remember specifically this year, when I was staying in Vegas, if I was at the office all day and I was, had all my meals, all that type of thing, come back with all the Tupperware late at night, and I was like, right, I need to make my meals. I would just open up the prep boxes and just put in the clean food. I would do that like only like once. I would never do it for like days on end, but I would do that, like open it up. It wouldn't be like there's loads of shit in there anyway. But if there was no boxes left either, that's one thing. If that was the main reason I would do that, is because if there was no boxes left in the house that are clean, I just you reuse them, which is disgusting. I know that's disgusting, but a week straight with an oatmeal bowl as well, because oatmeal, or oats, they stick. Like, it sticks to the bowl. Like, I remember when I used to, because I don't know why I don't like oats anymore. Don't come at me, but I don't know why I've gone off oats. I went off oats like years ago, and I was like, I used to have them really stodgy, really thick, but now I'm like, I just can't do it. Anyway, I remember what it was like where you have your oats in the morning, you put your bowl in the sink, for example, and if I didn't put water in it, the bowl would go, like, the residues of the oatmeal would just go so hard, and I'd have to literally leave like water in there for like the rest of the evening and have to wash it in the morning because it was so bad. So a week straight of that, imagine that, a week straight of that. That's wild. That's actually crazy. That is actually crazy. Crazy. Oh my God. This is nothing to do with food, which is hilarious, but this is the next one. I didn't have time to go to the toilet, and I went in the Wait, what? I didn't have time to go to the toilet, so I went to a corner and peed in a cup. Do you know what, though? If I was in that situation, I would like to say I would hold it, but I've been in that situation before where I've been either peak week, or you know what it's like, where you have to drink so much bloody water and you're bursting for the toilet. You're busting. I've been in that situation before, and it's not nice. So being like, literally, like, my stomach hurts so much from holding it in. I get you, girl. I can't lie. It's funny that all these confessions are like, I understand where you're coming from. I would never do that, but I also understand where it's coming from, you know? So someone mixed, tuna mixed with oats when I ran out of protein powder. That is just no. Like, I don't like tuna anyway, but my goodness. One, I kind of actually want to see if it actually tastes nice, because she just said, like, or he said, tuna mixed with oats when I ran out of protein powder. Did it taste good? I want to know, because I feel like people have been on a massive hype. I mean, this has been going on for ages, like peanut butter and chicken hype. I mean, it's kind of a given because there's chicken satay, so like that's quite nice. But people do like chicken, oats, and peanut butter. Like, that's weird. But tuna mixed with protein powder in oats, I'm weirdly interested. I can't imagine it tasting nice, but I'm actually kind of interested to see if it tastes nice. I dropped my post-workout in the car park and picked up every single gram of rice and chicken and ate it in the car. Rice. You picked up rice. That is new levels of like patience, because I would have just literally been like, fuck this, and just not had the carbs. Oh my God, that's a new level of patience. That's like a form of like torture, picking up rice from the floor, because it'd be so bloody irritating just having to pick up every single grain. That's so funny. Okay, let me do a few more. We'll finish for today. Let me do. I carried my meals with me through the day. There's been a handful of times where it's been left out a little too long in the heat, etc., and chicken has gone off, but I definitely still ate it. So no, that's a huge no for me, because prep princess here. Like, I cannot. Like, if something smells off, I won't eat it. Like, I just, even if it's like, yeah, no, I just can't. I'll literally wait. I'll go without a meal and I'll have a meal later. That's how bad I am when it comes to like food. I just will, yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's crazy. You will get physically sick and ill from a meal because you don't know. Oh my God, absolutely not. But also at the same time, right, take myself into the situation she's in potentially. If you've been out all day, which I've definitely been in this situation, if you've been out all day, you've been working and you need your meals, I'd rather go mealless. Like I'm sorry, I'd rather go mealless. I can't do that. I don't know if I could do that. Comment down below if you could actually do that. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to get sick. And it's just the smell. Oh, no, absolutely not. I couldn't do it. Definitely not. Absolutely not. I'm such a princess. It's funny. I've definitely had food fall off my plate into the sand / dirt, no water to wash it off with because I'd weighed it out. I still ate it. My God, people, like sand, that's new level of commitment to just having it weighed out. Damn. I mean, if I had water, yes, I may have washed it off. If I didn't, I couldn't deal with that crunch. Like, I know I went on with like about wanting crunchy food and stuff, but damn, people, absolutely not. Also, this kind of makes you guys realize just carry some spares with you. Carry like a spare few like protein meals. I say that like it's easy. It's obviously not, but carry some extra protein if you because you guys sound clumsy. You know? Dropping your food all over the place. That is most of the bodybuilding confessions. It's not all of them, but it's most of them. But I hope you guys enjoyed that because that was actually quite funny. That's crazy. And like I said, I know most of them are food-based because obviously as bodybuilders, that's our main kind of, thing. We need to make sure that food, like diet is on track, training is on track, all that type of thing. If you do find yourself in that situation, like I'm sure most people have probably been in the same situation as you. So don't feel ashamed if you're kind of going through all of this as well, all these little things, because those confessions, I'm sure people have done them as well, like 100%. Firstly, I've just realized it is episode 60 today. And I'm sad that I'm not here to remind Lauralie that it's like a whole number, like 60, but we are over the halfway mark for doing 100 episodes, which is actually nuts. Like, that's wild to me. Like the fact that, Say More was just an idea last year. Was it last year? Yeah, last year. And now it's like here. Like, I don't know. It's just cool. It's just really, really cool. And I'm glad that we have this platform. And I love, being able to connect with you guys and do all these things. It's always been something that I've very much enjoyed. So thank you guys always for watching and all that type of thing. So if you haven't already, please make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you comment down below any guests you actually want to have on. I also am having on someone very, very special tomorrow. I'm interviewing her tomorrow for next episode. I have Corey Hagen on. Now, if you don't know who that is, go on to her Instagram. I think her Instagram is Corey_fit. And she's very, very good within the industry. And she has a lot of knowledge on women's health and just the health in general. And this is something that I've wanted to bring to this platform for a very long time anyway, to discuss and just open up a conversation about it. But if you don't know who she is, go and have a look at who she is, what she has, what she does. And if you have any questions for her, please comment them down below because I'd love to obviously ask. I'm basically going to be asking all your guys' questions to her moving forwards. So I'm very excited for it. So love you guys so much. Excited for the next episode. And I will see you very, very soon.